Hello everybody, today I'm going to give you 17, yes, I really am saying it right, 17 reasons why I chose to sell my car. So, a little bit of history first. A year ago, or just over a year ago, I was given a car by my grandmother because she chose to give up driving, which is all very understandable. And the reason I had the car in the first place was to give me experience on the road properly, and also to perhaps enable me to get more work. Anyway, let me go into the 17 reasons. Reason 1. Running a car is very expensive. Here in England anyway. You have to have insurance. Yep. And for someone young like me, who's only had 1 year of experience, it would cost probably upwards of £400 a year. Last year I had quotes where 400 and something was the cheapest, and it went up to stupid figures like at least 2,000 and something for insurance quotes, which is absolutely ridiculous. Also, we have something called MOT as well, which we have to do once a year. MOT is basically where you take it to usually a garage, where the people make sure that the car is legally safe to be on the road, and also pointing out any problems with the car. So that's the first reason. The second reason is that I live in a flat, okay? In my flat I have nowhere to park. I've got no driveway, no parking space, nothing. Therefore, over the last year, I had to leave the car on the road. Now, when you park on the road, anyone can park where it's legally possible to park. And the nearest road is probably about 5 minutes walk from here on average. So every time I wanted to go to the car, I had to walk 5 minutes. Okay, not a big deal, except if it rains, you get soaking wet. And nearer to my flat is actually a bus station. So why not hop on the bus? Now on to the third reason. The third reason is traffic jams. Now this also does apply when you're on the bus. But when you have a car, you can't just hop off at the next bus stop and get off in the car. You just have to stay in there, perhaps for God knows how long. On the bus, you can get off the next bus stop and walk the rest of the way if you're near to the town. Now for the fourth reason. You risk doing stuff which is illegal, even though unwittingly. So for example, you have to have your lights on at night. Okay, that's all fair enough. There have been 2 occasions where I forgot to turn them on. Now luckily I did manage to spot it quite quickly after being on the road. But what it all boils down to is it's still something you have to do, and it is a risk to other drivers. And I got fed up, even though it was on 2 occasions. I thought, why am I making these mistakes? So I thought, no, this is enough for that reason as well. And now on to number 5 is the risk of causing an accident. Okay? As you know, people are unpredictable. Other car drivers are unpredictable. You're unpredictable. I do my best to try and make sure that I keep safe on the road. But there are some things which are out of my control. In a car, you don't know if someone's going to run in front of you. You don't know if another car's going to hit you. And they could blame me. Without any photo evidence, it's not easy to prove. Number 6. Checking the oil, checking the washing fluid, checking the tyres. Oh my god. Now, that goes back to my car being away from a flat. You got to keep on top of making sure everything is up to date, making sure there's enough window fluid, so when you clean your windows using the little button inside the car, you need enough liquid to make sure that you can clean the window. you need to make sure the lights are working every now and then. So having to check that all the time got a bit much for me. Now we're going to go on to number 7, worn items. So things do wear out naturally. Your tyres wear out. Your tyres have to be, in England, I believe it's 1.3 millimetres thick at least, which is all well and good, but yeah, it's another thing, you have ongoing costs. Also, the brakes could wear out. I didn't have to worry about that, but the brakes will wear out eventually. So there are costs to replace everything. Now number 8, other things could go wrong with the car. The car could, the brake could snap. The engine could become funny. One of the lights could blow, of course. I can't think of anything right off the top of my head at the moment, but things can go wrong with it. These are the unexpected costs. Costs could become quite a lot. Okay, someone could ram into your car, causing a dent, and so on. So these costs are not 100% foolproof. So now we go to number 9. Number 9. I care very much about the environment. Now, before I had the car, I was quite happy with being on my bike, walking and so on. And then I was given the car, which was difficult. It's hard to refuse, isn't it? I wasn't overly excited about having a car, but I thought I'll just give it a go anyway. But all along, every time you get into your car, you're impacting the environment. You're doing your bit to impact the environment. I want to make sure I do my best to prevent global warming and prevent the seas rising. So by having a car, I am part of the problem. I decided I had enough of that. So that's number 9. Number 10. Number 10. On the bus, I can get out my laptop and do a bit of work whilst I'm travelling. I could have my lunch on the bus. In a car, you have to stay focused on the road. That's all you can do in a car when you're driving, is focus on the road. You can't do anything else because you'll be distracted. You can't make a phone call because you'll have to concentrate on the road. It's illegal to drive with a mobile phone, so I don't do that. So basically, you can't do anything else whilst you're driving in the car, but on the bus, there are a number of things you can do. Number 11. In the car, it's a bit isolating, okay? When I'm on the bus, I feel a little bit more part of it, you know? I'm part of something bigger. There are people around, and there are the possibilities of meeting new people. In a car, you're not. You just go from one place and back, all by yourself all the time. You feel a bit cut off. Number 12. Driving at night. Glaring lights from other car drivers. I absolutely hate it. I hate being dazzled on the road. Even when the car lights are dipped, it's still difficult to see what's in front of you. It's like the car lights are just too bright. No, I can't deal with that. It's too much of a risk for me. So I didn't really enjoy driving at night. Number 13. Going for walks. I love walking. I like being out in the fresh air. Now, when you're in a car, if you want to start a walk, you have to finish the walk in the same place. Okay? On the bus, you can start your walk in one location, you can finish in another location. Think of it like an adventure. I like adventures. So if I was a bit tired and I didn't want to go back to the same place where I start, I'd have to get the bus back home, or the bus to the car, which is quite expensive where I live to get the bus, and then you then have to pay the butt for the car to get back to your back home. So you're more or less paying twice. And I like the freedom to start and stop where I like. So that leads me on to number 14. The car could break down. If the car breaks down, then you don't know where it's going to break down. It could be anywhere, right? I didn't have any cover for a very good reason, that I live on a very small island, and which is only 26 miles across, that's long, and about 16 miles wide, so the chances was little. But anyway, if you break down on, say, a main road, then you have to stay with the car until someone comes. So if it's not legally parked somewhere, then you could get a ticket or something otherwise. So that's another thing that could happen, which I don't want the hassle of. So that leads me to number 15. That is inconsiderate drivers. There are loads of them about. Some of them hoot your horn behind you to get you to hurry up, even if you're going at the speed limit. Some of them deliberately do it and then speed past you, which is obvious that they're going faster than the speed limit. Also, if it's dark, I have been dazzled from behind where they deliberately brighten their lights, again, to try and make me speed up when I didn't feel like it's safe to speed up. So basically I didn't like that either. So number 16, that is less exercise. So exercise is something that's part of my daily life. I need to be fully optimal in the day. I need to get a decent amount of it. Especially if I'm doing mental work, you need the exercise to balance the mental work. So when I was gardening in summer, I did use the car to get from some of the more further places from where I lived. And whilst the gardening is good exercise, when I got back, it was like I was tired, but I still didn't get quite as much exercise. I still went for a walk, but I didn't go for quite a long one. Since being away from the car again, I've been doing a lot more walking. I've even done another cycle ride, which I was really pleased to do. Now on to the final point, point 17. Responsibility. When I was the registered keeper of the car, that's right, registered keeper is not necessarily the owner, even though I was. It is my legal responsibility to look after it, to pay all the taxes, to pay the MOT. I'm someone that likes to live a sort of relatively free lifestyle. I like to have less ties. By having a car, you're legally obliged to keep the payments of MOT and insurance, and if you don't have a parking space, which leads back to an earlier point, then tough luck, you've got to pay. And I wasn't using the car much. It does too much for me. I just wanted to be rid of that extra burden. So therefore I sold it, and I just felt like a weight is lifted off my shoulder. So there, everybody, that is the 17 reasons why I choose not to have a car. Okay, now if you'd like to leave me a comment, then please feel free to do that. Perhaps there are some other points which you'd like to mention from your own experience, why you sold your car, or points that I missed out. Feel free to write them down on the comment section. I'll be very, very happy to get them. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in another video. Goodbye.